In every story-based video game, there is what you call an NPC, or a non-playable character. These NPCs will not interact with you unless you interact with them first. I had what you call NPC energy, or even if I wanted to interact with you, I would not unless you would interact with me first, or else we wouldn't interact at all. And ironically, I became an NPC volunteer for Level Up Expo. Now, Level Up Expo helped me become a greater communicator, not only because it set me up to interact with attendees by answering their questions, either having to go up to them and answer their questions, or ask if they need assistance, but also by putting me in charge of creating a warm and welcoming environment for both the attendees as well as me. When I walked in the first day, I could notice there was a lot of volunteers, and I said, this is perfect, the more volunteers, the less questions I'll get. I was wrong. No matter what I was doing, people would always approach me to ask me questions. Whether it be about when a panel was, how to get to a certain panel, or even like what a panel was about. There were other times as well where I was told to approach someone and ask if they needed help, mostly because the staff members that I would work with would recognize that, someone is lost, and someone was lost and they didn't know who to ask for help, or, really had to be told that, it was okay to ask people or approach the volunteers that were there. So it wasn't comfortable at first for me to do that, where I had to approach and ask if they needed help, because, as I said before, unless someone approaches me, I do not speak with them. And by doing so, it made me slowly comfortable with being uncomfortable. I had done so enough times that I slowly became confident in continuing to do so. Now, while doing so, many of the people that I was trying to interact with also tried to start conversations with me, and of course, it was unexpected, but it was accepted. My next step was trying to start conversations with the people themselves, with the attendees. And by doing that, I remembered the tricks that my mom had taught me as a child. So I had 2 jobs working there, and that was register and special guest line handling. For both these jobs, I had to interact with people, mostly to keep them entertained as well as keep them busy and not worry about the fact point that I was like, oh, maybe something's taking too long, or oh, they're waiting for something. Keep them distracted for the moment, whether it be for a few minutes or even just a few seconds. As a register, that came in more handy, since there were moments that, getting someone's ticket took a while, so I had to begin talking to the person and entertain them. Of course, I would usually get a positive reaction from them, which would pretty much boost up my confidence with talking to someone. When it came to special guests, this is where talking to someone was a blessing. Why? Because most of the people in line were either wanted to be distracted from the fact that it's a long line, or they just wanted someone there to fangirl or fanboy with them about the fact that they're having fun. So I used the tricks of compliment someone, find something you like about them. And by doing so, I've encountered so many moments of people just being happy overall and being very thankful that I spoke to them first, because them, like me, couldn't really interact with a lot of people. Communication was key in those 3 days that I volunteered for Level Up Expo. They forever changed my life. I may no longer be a volunteer, but as a staff member, every confidence that I learned and that I slowly grew from just that experience at the convention has helped me greatly. Now, not only do I talk to the special guests themselves, but also the attendees. And thanks to the little steps that Level Up Expo made me take, I'm now more confident to have conversations with anyone that I meet. Thank you.